Hey everybody, welcome back. Tommy Trials. I'm so sorry that this is as delayed as it is. So this game came out actually back on the 9th of December. As of the recording of this video, it's the 7th of March. My guess is that this video will release on the 8th or the 9th of March. That's the hope. And if you're watching this and it just came out and it's like June, I'm sorry. But the hope is that it's going to release fairly soon. Now, before I talk any more about this, I do want to tell you, if you're interested in XCOM content, there's not going to be any XCOM videos here on the channel for a little while. But what I can tell you is that does not mean that the Tommy Trials is XCOMless. So if you go over to the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TheTommyTrials, the link to that's in the description, you can find that we're going to be playing through as Mandalorians. We're going to be doing XCOM 2, Mandalore Reforged. And that will take, I'm going to guess, 10 or more streams to get through. So if you want to head on over there, give it a follow. That way you can be notified. Also head over to the Discord server. We do always ping over there, send out a little notification to everybody that says, hey, we're going live. And that way you won't miss anything. So that's the good news as far as you XCOM lovers out there. Now this game was created, you can see it in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, by Firaxis. Now Firaxis are the people that made XCOM and XCOM 2, or excuse me, XCOM Enemy Unknown, and XCOM 2, as well as Civ 5 and 6 at least, and I believe now they're working on Civ 7, if you can believe that we're up to 7 of those, which, I mean, I don't know, there's 10 Fast and Furious films, so I suppose anything's possible, but we're going to be playing through this game on a higher difficulty, because I now understand how the game works, but I want to walk you through how we're going to be doing this, and kind of part of the reason why we've waited so long to release videos in this. I actually recorded the first 7 hours of this game. The game's around 70 hours, so about 10% of the game I'd done in recordings. I'd edited the first 3, and I didn't like the videos. Now that happens more often than you probably think, where I'll record things, and I'll feel really good about it, and I'll sit down, I'll think about it, and I'll look at it, and I'll edit it, and I'm just not comfortable with it. Sometimes it makes it onto YouTube, sometimes it never makes it that far, and then sometimes I even release them and then just straight delete them just because I didn't like how something was done, and I just was uncomfortable. I thought the quality was subpar, and some people may say, well, all of your quality's subpar, Thomas. That's fair. That's a fair critique. But here's how we're going to do it. We're going to play through all the missions, of course, all the story missions. I'm not going to skip over any of the cutscenes. And I'm not going to skip over any dialogue. I'm going to primarily be picking the light dialogue options. Now, that'll make more sense when we can explain kind of light versus the dark types of paths. I mean, the story ends the same way, but you unlock different abilities and actually an entirely different outfit. And a different legendary ability, too, if I recall correctly. But we're going to be playing through as kind of doing the light type things. And I'm not going to be skipping over any dialogue. I'm going to try and have a fairly detailed list of timestamps in the description, which means that YouTube will divide the video up into chapters. And that way, if you only want the missions, you can skip between the missions. And if for some reason you only want the dialogue, you can skip between the dialogue. And for those of you that want to see everything, well, good news, we're not skipping over anything. When I recorded it the first time, I skipped over a lot. The only thing beyond the initial Abbey exploration that's kind of part of the tutorial, really, in the first few hours, we're not going to be showing any Abbey gameplay except for highlights. Now, if you would like to see the Abbey stuff, I will put it all into one video and post the sucker, but I don't think there's a lot of interest in that, but I'd love to know down in the description. Yeah, you tell me in my own description. I'd love to know down in the comments. But without further ado, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. The only other thing is, if you're excited for this playthrough, I would be grateful if you could give me a preliminary little like. And then I'd love to know down in the description what you're... Okay, no one's typing in my description. I can't talk. I'm making the very bad mistake of recording this late in the day. We're going back to our roots. We're recording late at night, and we're not streaming. So this is just you and me. We're at our roots, and I'd love to know in the comments, which is where you can type, what your favorite part of this video is. But without further ado, let's go ahead and head over. We're going to be doing Heroic 3. As you can see, that's going to give the enemies, by default, if you play on, there's normal, We're not doing normal, of course. There's going to be 75% more health, which means the fight's going to last a bit longer. They're going to be a little bit more hectic, and I'm probably going to die a little bit more often. Enemy offense, 50% more. I still get 1 revive per mission. I was playing through New Game Plus on Heroic 1, and it got to the point where it's not hard at all anymore. And if it does seem to be going that way in this run as well, I will up it up as far as we can. But I can't actually take it any higher than Heroic 3 right now. We do get a bit more XP, we get more gloss, that's a type of currency. But without further ado, we're going to be doing the tutorial so that you can understand how the game works. But there's also story aspects as well. The whole opening cutscene is part of the tutorial. So without further ado, let's get it.
You know how much I hate this hocus-pocus nonsense, Faustus. Now you want to tell me just what the hell is so important?
Sleeping Mother, Sacred Harbinger, awaken and reclaim what is yours. You who rise with the moon in darkness, who prepares the path for the midnight sun. Turn your merciless eyes upon us, and arise!
Nice show, Doc. Next time, call Zemo. Better yet, I'll just shoot you and save us all the trouble.
I can feel it, Rox. Trouble in the air. More innocent blood joining you soon. Head back to your magic castle. You ain't welcome here.
It's called a sanctum. And welcome or not, this is where fate has determined the Sorcerer Supreme needs to be.
Tell fate. Answers no.
This is the secret guardian you dragged me 5,000 miles to meet?
Who's the mouth?
Mr. Stark is brash, but I assure you, he can be trusted.
Wait, you seriously don't know who I am?
The fabric of magic is shifting, Johnny. The prophecy of the Midnight Sun is upon us.
Your last crusade cost me plenty. This time I intend to look after my own.
Hey pal, I don't think you understand. Things are changing. 2 + 2 no longer equals 4. Up is sometimes down, and strange here is actually starting to make sense.
Do I look like someone who gives a damn about any of that?
No, you look like you should be bouncing for the double deuce. Listen, all I know is hell's coming, and my pal here says you can help.
That's where you're wrong. Hell's not coming. It's already here. You're welcome, Robo-Man.
Iron Man? It's okay. It's fine. I know what he meant.
Okay.
We come all the way out here, and the old
Yup.
man runs off with that precious page of yours. Could have at least left us some VIP passes for the carnival. Maybe blown up a few monsters on the way out.
Johnny Blaze has sacrificed a great deal for this world already. I am certain he will come around given time.
Thought you said time was the one thing we didn't have. All right, let's just wrap this up. I think I've got sand in my nanopolymer weave.
Yeah, okay. Now that they're done talking. This game does work in a lot of ways, like XCOM 2 does, but there are some fairly significant differences. One of which being, every ability is tied to a card. Much in the same way that you play a card game, you have a limited number of card plays. Now, there are a few cards, and I don't know how much of this is going to explain and how much it isn't, but there are a few cards that have the word quick on it, which means that if you kill something, you are essentially rewarded back your card play, or refund kind of type of thing. But anyway, there are three main types of cards which represent hero abilities. Attacks, which I can't put with my cursor, but as you can see on Blast, there's the little swords that are crossed. That's a standard attack. Skills, which is portrayed by a shield, and heroics, which are portrayed air superiority on your screen. It's got the little 2. That's how much heroism points. And believe it or not, I kind of gaslit myself into thinking it was heroism for a long time. Several months since this game came out. It's heroism. I looked it up. I checked. But if I mispronounce it like a goober, just know that I goofed up. So, attacks, skills, and heroics. Playing a card costs 1 card play. Obviously, I can use the, as far as the game mechanics. Attack plays. Attack cards, how to play. Use attack cards to damage enemies and gain heroism. Attack cards. I still can't talk. That hasn't changed in the last 10 minutes. Attack cards damage enemies. All attacks grant 1 heroism when used. Some attacks have added effects, like knockback and stun, and we'll see more of that as we play the game, so just stick with me. We're going to see that. Also, this game starts kind of slow. So, if you want to know what's going on with the story, bear with me.
Their sheer number makes them dangerous.
There's no rhyme or reason.
Shouldn't take long.
And you
Not
might
bad,
think
it was nothing.
attacks are kind of repetitive at the beginning. It becomes a lot less so the longer you play. Again, it just starts kind of slow. The first 3 hours of this game are pretty slow, but the game becomes very deep and very enjoyable very quickly, and I think that you will enjoy watching it too. So I'm kind of
Am I really gonna have to bring out the big
asking that you stick with me, and I'd be very grateful. Heroism and heroic cards. Heroic cards are powerful and decisive. Playing them requires heroism. Gain heroism by playing attacks and skills, and we see that. And you can see in the bottom right, that's how many points I have, obviously. Air superiority, a really good attack card. Depressingly, after this fight, we're not going to see it for a little while.
This should be good.
Or maybe after the tutorial in general, we'll see.
Interesting tactic.
Okay.
Who wants the honors?
There are 2 types of enemies, minions and elites. Minions have no health. Any damage defeats them instantly. They're frail, but still dangerous. Elites have higher health totals and require more damage to defeat. Use attacks and blah blah blah.
That suit may be a marvel of technology, but it's no match for the mystic arts. Allow me to demonstrate.
Also, it's a contest now. Maybe you take the extra.
Glad.
Love the effort.
I will try. I have turned the game volume down significantly versus the audio of the speakers, but it hasn't made a lick spit of difference. So
Sure, why not?
I will try, of course, to shut myself up,
Hey, the jerk store called. They're running low on you guys.
but also to not do any actions while they're talking, so you can hear it versus read it.
Prepare yourself. I'm skeptical of your chances, but stranger things have happened.
Punny. Very punny.
Your efforts will never deter me.
You're a deterred. Alright, so I have...
Things are moving right along. Defeating the forces of evil and all that.
Okay. Target previews. At the start of each turn, hero icons will appear above each enemy, showing who that enemy intends to attack. Use this information to determine which enemies to defeat first or which heroes to defend. In this case, Doctor Strange is in danger. So
Now that I have their attention, perhaps a blessing is in order. Something protective?
Well, I could give you a hand, or a shield in this case.
Yep, so as we can see...
of cooperation, I'll accept your offer. Just this once.
Above...
Don't mention it.
Are we done talking? I don't want to talk over you. Over every enemy, there is the icon for Doctor Strange. Lower left, you can see... You'll see me kind of go through these. There aren't any real icons where I've gone, I don't know who that is. Also, before I forget any further, we are playing with 2 of the 4 DLC that are at least announced. I don't know, maybe there will be more. But we're playing with at least 2 of the 3 announced, or 4. 2 of the 4... We have the DLC that are released so far. Words and stuff. I'm gonna...
This won't end well for you.
Trying to decide if I would like...
You've been deceived by Lilith, and it may very well cost you your life.
Tutorial. I can't move yet, can I? No. Gonna explain moving to me in a moment, I'm sure.
By the will of the old gods.
Fair enough.
Use skill cards to control the battle and gain heroism. Skills provide powerful supplemental effects like healing damage boosts and drawing cards. Skills do not generally deal damage. Skills are a great way to build heroism for powerful attacks. They provide more heroism than attack cards, typically. And we can do some things many, many hours from now to kind of change that a little bit. But for the most part, kind of the standard way is all skill cards give you 2 heroism, all attack cards give you 1 heroism.
Looks like you could use this.
What I appreciate about the mechanics of...
My humble thanks.
What I really appreciate about the mechanics of this game is they are simple, but yet fairly deep. And honestly, that's something that XCOM does pretty well. I believe if I hover over you, yes. So we can see that he's got 52 health points out of 54, and 20 barrier points. Barrier that, and barrier's probably gonna need these 2. So as you can see, minions deal a bit less damage.
They haven't given up yet.
Oh, there's more. Alright, let's whip out
Do you really believe that will be enough?
air
I think we
superiority.
pissed them off. Got a spell for that, maybe?
Of our enemies. Something along the lines of the psionic manipulations of Eros of Titan?
If you can't make it happen in the next 10 seconds, I'm not interested.
I said I wouldn't play over them talking, and I continued to do so.
That's the spirit.
Oh good, I can take out... I would like to do that.
Watch and learn, my friends.
I have found...
I know that wasn't your signature move.
There's environmental attacks. I have found that the PS5 can handle this game pretty well. PS5 version runs pretty well. There are a few attacks. They're pretty few and far between, but there are a few that will kill your frame rate if there's too many enemies getting attacked by it. Air superiority is obviously one of them. Many objects on the battlefield can be used to your advantage with environment attacks. I still can't talk. Environment attacks cost heroism, but do not use a card play. These free attacks are very useful. Use them wisely. They give me tips on how to play the game. You can read them and pause it if you want.
And while you ponder arrows, maybe we should just try throwing a big rock at him?
Doing this will cost some heroism, so using environmental attacks, which I think it might have said. I'm not gonna lie, I read it, but did not,
Let's try.
I didn't pay attention to what I was reading. I'll have Iron Man through the other rock.
Getting it done any way we know how.
Yeet.
If I'm being honest, that encounter went better than I expected.
Tony, I've been noticing a recurring gamma spike.
You see, this is why you shouldn't eat spicy food, Bruce.
Localized in the West Village, converging on the Sanctum.
Wanda.
The collective works of the universe's greatest sorcerers, and he left them underneath the takeout menus.
Shifting mystical polarities are wreaking havoc on my portals.
You don't say. You okay, kid?
Yes. Are you?
Let's, put a pin in that. Whoa. Carol.
Bruce and I have been trying to reach you. He'd have come himself, but he's...
Oh, you did the big green guy proud.
I really should up my homeowner's insurance.
Hail Hydra!
Miss Maximoff, the wards of protection, if you please.
Stephen, I can fight. I've got control now.
Then show me by activating the wards. In the meantime, in honor of our missing companion, the rest of you may feel free to smash away.
By her command.
The more the merrier.
Nice one, Carol. Always the direct approach.
You know I don't mess around. Besides, we picked up some crazy gamma readings coming from, well, here. Guessing that explains the Hydra goons and ominous green lights.
Yes, but not while you fail to use the front door.
Hi, how about we discuss proper hero landing etiquette after we take down the bad guys?
So I have found that if we're doing a story mission, there are typically 2 encounters. So 2 separate arena-style fights. Every fight in this game is an arena-style fight. So essentially taking place in an arena. With invisible walls if you get close enough. Whereas all the rest of the missions are typically one specific place. That's what I have found. I am going to... can't whack you... Well, I can... Let's see that.
Follow my movement.
I'd like to get rid of... one of you gentlemen.
Fair enough. Here we go. How much is Lilith paying you guys anyway? It can't be enough.
Use redraw to replace undesirable cards in your hand. That's just how I do it. You redraw to get more useful cards. It's like a card game. Jab. I can't take one of you guys out, and I can take one of you guys out, so I'm going to...
Ready up.
Bonk.
Love the effort.
Gonna... hit
Not a
you
problem.
with this. Yeah, you're definitely knocked out. You're certainly still living. 100%.
By her command.
We haven't quite broken their spirit yet.
Still waiting for them to try something.
Use move to reposition a hero and set up the perfect knockback angle. Area of effect attack or environment attack. And then how to do it. They want me to move Mr. Stark to here.
Let's do it.
Oh, I've played this game through in its entirety and 3/4 of the way through on New Game Plus. That doesn't get old, I don't think, ever. Up to 5 cards will be drawn to fill your hand at the start of each turn. Consider which cards to play and which cards to redraw or keep for future turns.
Oh, but Davenport was at least a century old. What a waste. A moment of preparation.
So the good thing about Agamotto's Gaze, and what I do need to remember, is to actually read what the cards do. So Agamotto's Gaze enables next turn to have 4 card plays instead of 3, and it also redraws the last 2 attack cards played, which is why we've got 97 jabs. As far as wins go, I can, so I shall.
Let me show you the way.
Honestly, keeping that card might have been
I know that wasn't your signature move.
a hard call. Let's go ahead and get rid of one of these jabs.
Watch and
I know that wasn't your signature move.
Yes, Tony. We all know that it wasn't their signature move.
Hydra Immortalis! Arm Beta moving into position.
no issues to report.
Use what I've learned.
How do these guys
Yay!
just keep showing up?
They are surprisingly relentless.
can
In any
double.
event, we must provide Wanda the time she needs to activate the wards of protection.
Most everybody's about to attack Iron Man,
I'm
so
saving my energy till we need it.
I see no reason
Not
as
bad.
of this moment to use new plan.
Let's do it. Hope Hydra has good insurance.
I'm on it.
Get rid of the minion,
Don't make the same mistake twice.
because just one less person to deal damage is better. Although I could have used both attacks to take out someone who was going to deal more damage.
It's about time.
Didn't think that all the way through now, did I?
I'm not sure if it's ethical for people like us to beat up chumps like you.
Hydra!
Of course, it's the tutorial, so I don't really have to worry about not thinking things through, but that's generally going to be a concern in the future. Ow. Alright.
What are we waiting for?
We're 3 of the world's strongest heroes, right? Doesn't it seem like this should be easier?
I've punched through Skrull Star Cruisers that went
Oh,
down fast.
did it again.
Yes, Hydra has clearly raised their game. I have a terrible suspicion as to how.
So we'll go ahead and line up Photon Beam. Goodbye, gentlemen.
This has think these guys got their tactics from the back of a magazine.
The wards. Something's blocking them.
Not something. Someone.
Gozer?
Lilith, mother of demons, harbinger of the midnight sun. Prophecy or not, you overstep, challenging the Sorcerer Supreme.
Be silent. Be still.
What just happened?
Ow! Be gone. No! A fellow daughter of Transia.
You remind me of my own beloved.
In virtute vishanti! Well done, Miss Maximoff. Your unique energy surprised her.
Whoa! I'm fine. What? I'm fine.
The prophecy is in motion. Lilith is still out there growing stronger each second the midnight sun approaches.
Define stronger.
If we are to have any chance of stopping her, there is only one option left to us.
I won't go back there.
We all must eventually face our demons, Miss Maximoff. However, one of us should remain behind to maintain the wards of protection.
See you on the other side. Okay, you did that one on purpose.
The fabric of magic is unwinding. We are fortunate to be here at all.
And where is here, exactly?
Salem, Massachusetts. Well, a pocket dimension in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, suburbs. Nice.
Welcome to the Abbey. Home of the
Midnight Sun.
The hell is this? Lilith's Junior Demon League?
Wait, it's that jerk from TV. Which one?
Now, if everyone would just take a moment...
Enough!
You're standing on my flowers.
Oh, been a long time, Sarah.
It's caretaker now.
If I could have avoided this moment, I would, but...
Oh, spare me the speech. I know Lilith's back. We're sisters after all.
Guess we're suddenly invisible now.
Shall we chat, Stephen?
No one can argue that the Hunter earned their rest in the first battle against Lilith. I only hope they are up for the task once more.
You wizards always make everything sound so lofty. I raised my sister's only child as a weapon against her.
And saved the world in the process.
Now you want me to dig them up and ask them to do it again.
I did not write the prophecy, Sarah. Besides, I am no common grave robber. We are simply reuniting their ethereal essence with their corporal form. Speaking of, it would help to have a mental image for the procedure. Spare no detail. Spiritual identity theft is no laughing matter.
So we are going to be playing with the male body type. And I'll see you once we've customized our fella.
Child of light and darkness, you who tame the night, hear the voice of those who beseech thee and...
The collar! Wait!
Wake up!
Mother!
So, that's a good thing, right?
Sarah. Where is she?
As far as resurrection spells are concerned, I've seen worse. Particularly on myself.
Tony, come on. It's perfectly safe.
That thing wakes up and takes a bite out of you. Don't blame me.
Visiting hours are over.
You can't stay here forever.
There's nowhere else I should be.
Just saw that Stark guy poking around behind the mirror table.
Find me as soon as they awaken. And Blade, be nice.
Always am.
Oh, I should probably point out, Caretaker has a glitch with her eye that showed up sometime after the Daredevil DLC, and it hasn't been fixed yet. So, up until the point that they fix it, or if they fix it, it's going to exist in all of our videos.
So cold, but the air burns with every breath. Has it been so long? I know this place. In my dreams, it was always empty. But now I sense I am not alone.
Have to admit, Hunter, you make one hell of an entrance. Guess that makes two of us.
You should have struck when you had the chance, vampire. You will not live to regret your error.
Cute, and Caretaker told me to be nice. Relax, Slayer. I'm a friend. You just don't know it yet.
Yes, I saw you with Sarah before. But what would she want with a vampire, unless...
The name's Blade, and I'm no ordinary vampire. I get you've been out of commission, but I thought you noticed since we're having this little showdown under the freaking sun.
A Dampier. Daywalkers were a myth, even to me.
Says the half-human, half-demon monster hunter.
I do. And last I checked, vampires are monsters.
You want to take a run at me? You can try it, but I got my name for a reason. I've probably killed more vampires than you've ever seen, hero.
Such fighting spirit. No wonder Caretaker chose you.
Right. As much as I'd love to see how much weirder this conversation can go, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. The prophecy is in motion. I can feel it. We have wasted too much time here already.
Man, the others are really gonna love you.
Others?
Yeah, you've got a little fan club, I think. But why spoil the surprise? Hope you're up for the challenge, chosen one.
That is a dead stare he gave him. There's no emotion on that face. But I mean, if I was asleep, if I'd been asleep for that long, I wouldn't have much emotion on my face either. Honestly, I wouldn't be jogging. I sleep for like 14 hours and my legs are jelly.
Did I miss something? Or did Nico just raise the dead?
I definitely helped, but no, that's the one thing I can't do.
You were never able to raise the dead.
Huh? But she just did.
Maybe the hunter wasn't all dead.
Some part of them had to be alive, otherwise my spell wouldn't have done anything. Which makes sense, I guess.
Sounds like a reach to me.
Huh, coming from a vampire who loves to sunbathe at the pool.
Half vampire.
Half dead hunter.
Either way, wouldn't count on that working again.
Yes, we know.
Just trying to help.
How? By keeping an eye on things out here while the big wigs decide the fate of the world inside?
Someone has to babysit the kiddie table.
Babysitting or not, you realize they still have you out here with the kiddies, right?
Oof, ouch.
Hunter. Not sure if you remember me, but we met briefly before. I'm...
The witch who called me back from the grave.
Told you.
Or Nico, but either works. And this is...
Robbie Reyes. Oh man, never thought I'd be standing next to you. Got quite a rep. I mean, caretakers told us stories.
That's Ileana.
Привет.
And I think you already met Blade.
Of course. Caretaker has reformed the Midnight Suns.
Whoa. How did you...
Your power. I can feel it. I always do.
So, welcome home. I guess we...
I never left.
Right. Well, we can fast forward through the tour then. The Abbey is still, well, you know, the Abbey. Basic stuff. Dorms, war room, library, a few places to chill, and, whatever the hell the Forge is. Have to say, for a haunted transient castle raised on the cursed grounds of Old Salem, it's pretty cozy. Of course, that doesn't stop us from adding some improvements. We can all thank Robbie for the Wi-Fi. Oh, and one more thing. We've got some new house guests now. You think we're a fun bunch, just wait until you meet them. Speaking of, we're here.
Yeah, okay. Spend 10 minutes in this place alone, Bruce, then see. Oh, gotta go. Show's about to begin. So that was Lilith, huh? She has a real 90s album cover vibe.
1690s, maybe. Hard to believe she's the Hunter's mother.
Resemblance dwindles when one is twisted by Cthulhu's power.
Whose power?
Cthulhu, the Elder God.
Is Cthulhu the elder god of metal bands?
No.
Tony, read your briefings.
Relax, I'm just spinning him up.
You think now's really the time for that? I nearly broke my hand on Lilith's face. She didn't even flinch.
The more dangerous the foe, the funnier I get.
That's debatable.
There isn't time for a refresher, much less that sort of training regime. You'll have to trust that the Hunter's past experience is enough.
Taking a big risk with your chosen one.
You act as if I'm thrilled with the situation. If you're concerned, then be all the more vigilant out there.
Easy for you to say.
Nothing about any of this is easy, Blade.
Yeah? Tell that to Wanda.
You following me, Doc? Maybe you should go introduce yourself to the youngins.
I'm sure they know of the Sorcerer Supreme, and I wasn't following you.
How long have you two been sharing a room now? A day?
Oh, I don't know. What do you say, Doc? 6, 7 hours?
6 hours, 43 minutes, 8 seconds. And counting.
Wow, and you're already bouncing off each other like an old married couple.
Careful now, you're gonna make his cape jealous.
It's a cloak, not a cape, and it definitely wouldn't be jealous of you.
Prophecies be damned. It's good to see that face again. You look like it was yesterday.
And you look... older. How long was I in that crypt, Sarah?
No more than a few centuries. You were... missed.
Centuries? And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand. Until now.
Yeah, so speaking of Lilith...
Tony?
What? The kid's literally speaking of Lilith.
Tony.
That's my name. Tony. That's, Carol and Dr. Spooky over there. Here to help.
Help with what, exactly?
Oh, I don't know. Throwing the magic amulet into the volcano? Smiting the Dragon Mother? You tell us, kid. You are the chosen one, after all.
Do you recall anything of that last encounter, child?
There was... A voice. The rest is hazy.
Oh, a voice. That's it? A voice? That's what we have to go on?
Results of your long crypt sleep, most likely.
A minor inconvenience. Everything required to restore those memories is contained within my sanctum. I will simply alert Wanda to prepare the necessary rituals.
What? Straight to voicemail?
Some sorcerer supreme.
Must be mystical interference caused by this little pocket dimension of yours.
Perhaps Agatha can help.
Allow me. Alato.
Whoa, what kind of network you running there?
The all-seeing eye of Ereshkigal who judges, bound to enchanted Babylonian soul glass.
We just call it the mirror table.
Wanda! The dark force, pushing against the wards. Stephen, where are you?
That's impossible. Nothing on Earth could possibly affect those wards.
Wanda's in trouble.
Wanda is trouble.
I'll go.
You'll need my help, of course.
Then let us make haste, Dr. Spooky. Our hunt begins now.
So,
All right.
crazy day, huh?
With everything going on right now, we simply cannot afford to lose contact with the Sanctum or Wanda.
Crazy.
So there's not a lot of customization. Nope, I can't do any at all. All right. I was going to show you guys the customization options before we... Also, why is the difficulty normal still? Tutorials, perhaps? That might be the reason. Nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and wrap up part 1 here. So I'm not going to ramble on and on about liking and subscribing. We did that at the beginning, but if you do want to see what's coming next, then the bell next to the subscription option, once you've clicked on it, might just help you out. And I'd love to know what your favorite part of this is. I'm really looking forward to this playthrough. And I'm looking forward to taking the adventure with you guys. So until next time, I hope that you guys have an absolutely spectacular day.